All right. We are live on both platforms for Tuesday night's class. Uh, you want a yoga mat? If you have one, you can practice on a carpet or just on a towel, although it's not as ideal. Do the best you can with whatever you have. Maybe some water or some warm tea. You don't want to drink too much during practice because that can make the stomach feel full, especially if you chug a lot. But sipping a little water is good. If you're pre-hydrated, that's the best. And then you don't need to drink much. But if you've had a busy day, you didn't get enough water in, make sure to don't let yourself get too parched. You don't want to be cramping up in yoga. I'm just going to freestyle a little bit, talk about what's going on this week and some of the protocol for class. As I see people logging on, it looks like at least one person's on the Facebook Live. On the YouTube, I can't see who logs on, so I just trust that people are enjoying both Facebook and YouTube Live, enjoying staying active with at-home yoga practice, live streaming with me from Studio G, as I call it, a little home studio I've created. Um, I'm not teaching anything specific with props, but if you have a towel or a blanket, a couch cushion, something like that, that could come in handy for certain padding. If you have normal props, then have all the props you would normally use. And but just know that I'm mostly going to show different ways to adapt the body because I'm assuming that most people don't have that many props, and there's usually a way to adapt the body to adapt for not having props. Um, Tonight's class is a deep Hatha yoga. We focus on stretching, and there's definitely strengthening poses or stretching poses. Like rotated triangle has been an ongoing theme. That is a big stretch, but it's also a pose that takes a lot of muscle tone. We move a little bit, especially in the beginning, but mostly we hold a little bit more, we stretch a little bit more. It's very similar to the Monday and Friday morning classes I'm doing, but just a little bit more holding, a little bit more depth. So that's why we call it the deep hatha. I'm going to play some music with the class. I've got a playlist. If you're a YouTube follower, check my Instagram. It's Gabriel Benjamin 108. And I put a screenshot, so you can't click on that. For Facebook, you can go down my page and you should be able to click in the link. I put a link to the Spotify and you can play the music. The way I'm doing the music at this point is putting the date and the name of the class. So you should see today's date and Deep Hatha, and then it's the playlist for tonight. It's timed to be as long as the class as well. So feel free to play that, or play your own music, or do no music at all. I can't play music here because usually with copyright stuff, it doesn't work out for live streaming and then saving and recording. So yeah, so there's that. But anyway, I think it's time to begin. So if and when you're ready, let's go ahead and begin in standing. We'll even out the feet, lengthen and open the toes, work the tailbone down a little bit, and draw into the core. Have the chest lifting and let the arms hang down. Take deep breath, slow breath, and continue deep breath. We're going to go ahead and lift the arms. Big inhale. And then bring the hands to the heart. Exhale. Arms relax. Inhale. Lift the arms. Yeah. Hands to heart. Continue really tall standing posture. Relax the arms. And very deep rhythmic breath. Inhale, lift again. Hands to heart, feeling more centered each breath. each movement. And we'll go ahead and lift the arms and weave the fingers together and push up through the palms and draw into the abdominal muscles. Set the shoulders down a little bit and then bend and extend the arms. Bending and extending the arms, just warming up super gradually. Take time. If you're joining class a little after schedule, don't worry about it. Just take time to set up. Start warming up when you're ready. Don't feel rushed. But do breathe. Long, slow, and steady. And then switch, which is the leading finger. So you reweave the hands, push up, stretch to the right, hip shift away. Come back to center. Continue gliding side to side. Nice smooth motions. Really working it out between the ribs. So you're stretching the intercostal muscles. When you're done with both sides, come on back to center. And we'll roll the shoulders. Rolling out the shoulders, very, very smooth. Both directions. And then painting the house, fingers down, arms up, and palms push out, arms down. And fingers down, arms up, and palms push out, arms down. A couple more rounds. And we'll pat down the body a little bit. So start with the shoulder and work down. Patting down one arm. And do the outer arm and inner arm. And rub the wrist. Some nice circulation going in the wrist. Enjoy that. Rubbing the elbow. Rubbing the shoulder. And then patting down the other arm. Loosening up. And work on the inner arm and the outer arm. And rub the wrist. Rub the elbow. And rub the shoulder. Patting down the torso. Start high and work down. And go down the hips and the legs. Maybe bend the knees if it's hard to bend over. Do the outer legs. Up and down the outer legs. Inner legs. And then up the backs of the legs. Bending the knees a little bit can help the back. Work into the hamstrings and glutes. And then tap the low back. And then to get to the mid back, do the swing. Swing. tapping on the shoulder blade. Tapping down the side of the shoulder. And other side. Very good. We're going to do forward salute. Inhale, lift. Draw into the core. Exhale. Downward dog. Walk the feet back. Lift the hips and press down the legs. Knees on the floor. Lengthen through the spine. Take a couple little bounds. Hug the arms in. And just lower a little bit. Ground through the feet. And then alternate between one roll and one nice little bow. You have the arms in, just lower a little bit. And again, a roll, feeling each individual vertebra. And then lower all the way down. And inhale, easy cobra. You gradually lift. And exhale, release. Inhale, easy cobra, lift. Maybe lift the hands a little bit. Exhale, lower. Inhale, half locust, lift. Keep the feet down, reach the arms back. Exhale, release. Inhale, basic locust, lift the legs in the chest. And exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Using core, inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. Knees on the floor. Let's just take a little child's pose. Relaxing in child. Breathing deep. Yeah. Coming back to hands and knees. Let's do a lateral cat roll. You press the ribs to one side and then the other. Back and forth, side to side. Come back to center. Next position is bringing the right foot up for a runner's lunge. Right foot comes really far up. Have the right knee just above the ankle. See here? And then either stay with the hands on the floor, lift a little bit, lift more, or if you like, arms in the air, long arms, centered hips, deep breath. Hands down. Come back to hands and knees, and then take downward dog. Round into a kneeling position, and step the left leg up really far. You can help it with your arm a little bit. Long lunge. The knee, see here, just above the ankle, and you'll take a deep breath. Either stay with the hands down or lift. And if you like, extend the arms or stay with any of the previous phases. Lengthen and lift. Yeah, bring the hands down. Take a hands and knees position. And now it's a downward dog pose. Deep breath. And then walk or lightly hop up. Top of the mat and fold over the legs. Straighten the back. And inhale, arms lift. Exhale, relax. And now we'll do a sun salutation. Classical form, arms lift. Inhale, exhale, fold over the legs. Right leg back, long stride. Don't have the front knee bending too far. Pass through runner to 8-part bow. Hands and knees, and then soften all the way down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, lower. Use the core and lift. And then exhale, downward dog. Very, very light. Step the right foot up. And take a runner's pose. And then from the runner's pose, glide in, Uttanasana, forward bend. And lengthen the back. Arms lift. Fold back down. And step left like that. Nice long runner's lunge. Hands and knees. 8-part bow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Use the core. Inhale, lift. And exhale, downward dog. Left side, light step. Runner's lunge. And then lean in and glide in. Uttanasana. Straighten the back, stand tall. Arms come up. Hands to heart. Arms relax. I'm going to face you just to demonstrate things. When I face the camera, you don't have to, unless I say to turn. Lift and hook the thumbs. You see how I'm hooking the thumbs? And you spread the fingers and then pull the thumbs apart. Draw into the core. Enjoy the pulling action. A lot of times you're just pushing in yoga, not doing as much pulling. So do a pulling action. And then switch sides. Opposite thumb forward, pull, glutes down, abs in. And relax. Clasp the hands behind the back. And stretch the shoulders. So arms pull back. You can hold a cloth if this is too hard. We're just going to stretch standing a little bit. Tuck the tailbone. And then relaxing, arms lift. And bending the arms, fingers down, stretching the tricep muscles. And we're also wanting to integrate the core. So core in, glutes down. Real quality breath here. And then the arms re-extend. And exhale, downward dog. Slowly lift the right leg and Keep lifting. Lift the leg as high as you can without straining. Breathe and lengthen all the limbs. And put the foot down. And slowly lift the left leg. And both feet down. Knees on the floor. And let's go ahead and turn to the side of the mat and walk or hop the feet apart. Take hands to floor or hands to legs or ankles without rounding the back too much. Neutral neck, but a lifted, buoyant quality in the chest. And then straighten the back and stand up tall. Open up the arms, open the right foot. Take warrior two. And then take the left arm behind the back and rest the right arm light on the thigh, open the chest, side angle. Nice deep breath. Come on up. Again, warrior two. And relax the arms and legs. And open up the left foot. Pass through warrior two. Right arm behind the back. And left arm on the thigh, very, very light. And open the chest. Continue with the breath. Do one more round. Come on up and take warrior. And then relax the arms and the legs. Hinge down again. Hold the ground and bend the right knee. Holding with the right knee bent. Going deep in the hips and breathing. Come back to center. Bend the left knee, stretching the inner hip, pushing through the outer right foot. And then come on back to center. Bending the right leg, and then either stay like this, or this time, if you'd like, you can swoop the arms in and then extend them out. And come back to center. Other side, bend the left knee, really tone through the right leg. Stay like this, or bring the arms up, bring them in, and extend out. Hands come back to the floor. Let's go ahead and make a spin to the right leg. Runner's pose. Back knee down. Maybe put a blanket under it if the knee is sore. You can also double up your mat like that. Take the right arm up and open up at the chest. The shoulder should be fairly low on both sides, especially the bottom shoulder, which tends to kind of stick up. Try and keep it down. Lift and open the chest. Deep breath. And come on down. Come back to a pyramid pose or prasarita, and lunge the left leg once and the right. And then make a nice spin to the opposite leg. Runner's pose on the opposite leg. Work on lengthening the spine. And then lift the chest, maybe holding the knee or the low back, otherwise the arm is up. You're opening in the shoulders, breathing very deep. One more deep breath. Come on back to center. Switch again to prasarita. Bend the right knee once. And the left leg once. Come back to center. Take the left hand over the right side of the chest and bring the right arm up. Deep breath. You could hold the low back if you prefer, otherwise the arm lifting. Very good pose for both stretching the hips, the spine, and cultivating a little bit of muscle tone. Come on down. Put the right hand under the left side of the chest, being over a little bit. Helps with that nice opening in the shoulders. So take your twist now. Use height like your fingertips, fist, block maybe. Enjoy the stretch. Hold the low back if you really need. And we'll come on down. Draw into the core and the knees a little. Stand tall. Opening up the right foot. Deep opening of the right foot. Turn the back foot a little bit. Pass through warrior two again. And then from warrior two, take side angle. You can do elbow to knee like we already did, or hold the ground. Either way, spiral the chest open. Work the right knee out. The left hip back. The chest on both sides opening. And you're lengthening from the outer foot through the side of the leg, side of the body, and the arm and fingertips. Deep breath. Good. Let's come on up to warrior two. Sit low into that just for a moment. And then relax everything. Adjust the left foot. Turn the back foot up. And we'll pass through the warrior two. And take side angle. You can do elbow to thigh like we did already. Otherwise, hold the ground. Deep breath. Drawing in the core, opening the chest. Feeling a great stretch in the hips. Very strong back leg. The back foot should be pointed up a little bit, and that helps a lot. Good form in the feet will translate to good sensations through the rest of the body. Good health in the knees and hips. Deep breath. And glide on up to warrior two. Arms and legs rest. And then open the right foot, turn the back foot up, and lengthen out the arms. Hinge the hips, and take triangle. At first, just a higher version of triangle. If you're very new to the pose, you'd hold above the knee. Just below the knee is good.
And if you can avoid, see, people reach low and they collapse the chest. It's not so good for anything, the hips or the back. Your core isn't integrated. But if you can reach low, see how I'm still open? My chest is open. If you could do that, feel free. Otherwise, be higher with the bottom leg, long with both arms either way. Both legs are strong as well. You want to feel your right kneecap slightly open outward, right knee to the right. That comes from rolling your femur. So doing an external roll of your femur and your hip socket. Pushing into the legs. Let's come on up. And center the feet. Turn the back foot up a bit. Open the left foot. And again, triangle pose. You can just be higher, like we talked about, even very high, any part of the leg except for pushing on the knee. And if you can reach low without collapsing the chest, stay open here. Have the hip socket kind of coming forward and this part of the hip going back. You don't need to open the arm really far back. You want to lengthen the arms. And the bottom shoulder tends to stick in and get tense. And try and open it, soften the head of the shoulder, lengthen the trapezius. Same thing through the top arm. Length of the arms should be representing the length of the trapezius muscles, not getting too tight in that part of the body. But do engage the legs and be supportive with the core. And come on up. And relax the arms and legs. Slowly bring the feet together and then transition light to the top of the mat. Feet parallel, take chair pose, Utkatasana. Do a little bit, moderate amount or very deep. Put weight in the heels and have the hips almost as low as the knees or any level that feels good on the knees. And hands down, downward dog. Slowly lift the right leg. And step up, halfway up. And lengthen through both legs. And take a scissor stretch. And relax down the back of the neck, relax the shoulders, level out the hips, and stay with the breath. Couple more long breaths. Downward dog. Gradually lift the left leg. Keep lifting the leg, lift as high as you can while still breathing. And then step up. Left foot steps up and switch into a scissor stretch. Soften the shoulders, have lengthened back of the neck. Reach forward through the chest. And take deep breath. Hanging out here for a while. Remember to let the head anchor down. Rest your neck. Let all parts of the spine, including the neck, stretch. Really enjoy that stretch. 2 more breaths. Very long breath.
And taking downward dog. If you'd like, you can add an upward dog. Maybe instead of the typical movement, we'll hold it for a couple breaths. And then use the core, come on back, downward dog. And again, step the right foot up really slowly, just halfway. Come into scissors pose or Parsvottanasana. Feel free to do this a second round. This is a good pose if you do have a block or like a tall book you could hold. Just holding your fingers is probably enough. First phase is holding the low back. If that's really hard already, that's exactly where you'll stay. Or you could come back and do less. Otherwise, do more. Extend the arm and open the chest. Rotated triangle. Ground through the feet. Take deep breath. A little bit more breath. We really warmed up for this twist, doing so many prep poses, so should be good for a good solid hold. We'll come on down. Downward dog. And step up with the left foot. And push into the back heel. And relax down the back of the neck. And then bring the hands in place. And take that nice lift of the chest. Hold the low back. Or take the full rotated triangle. Strong legs, long arms. Looking up if it feels good. Look down if the neck needs something easier. Breathe. One more big breath. Exhale, release. Downward dog. Right knee forward, swan stretch. Work the hips downward and lift the chest. Your back is tender, hands more forward. If your knee needs an alternative, you could do a lunge. Do a lunge with the back bend, or you can bring the hands back if it feels good and do swan, a little bit more of like a cobra spine. Lifting and opening up the chest. And forward bend. Release the back foot and soften down into it. Deep, deep breath. Hands come back into place. Inhale, come on up. Exhale. Downward dog. Left side. Swan pose. And if you'd like, you can have the hands more forward. And otherwise, it's nice to express a little bit of a back bend, a little bit of focus on opening the chest. Swan arch. forward bend. Bring the hands in place. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward dog. And then let's go ahead and adjust to sitting. Kneel down and bring the legs out from under. Maybe turn sideways on the mat for a straddle. Big focus on the hips tonight. Opening the legs. And at first you just open a little and eventually you open quite wide. And then lift the arms. Maybe the arms wide or in more of a goalpost, maybe hands together if the neck doesn't feel really sore. This is good for both the flexibility and subtly making the core very strong, spine very strong. And we're going to go ahead and stretch to the right foot. You may just be holding here and that's fine. Otherwise, stretching, holding the foot. And stretching, holding the opposite foot. Yeah. Release the forward bend. Bring the legs together and have the feet together. Feet together. Do the butterfly stretch. Draw the heels in. Open the toes and use a little bit of muscle tone in the backs of the hips to open the front of the hips. Butterfly. Relax. Now we'll hold the feet, maybe the big toes or the outer feet. And this next pose is a little bit more of an intermediate balancing stretch. So you could go back to doing a straddle instead. Draw the sitting bones back so you can keep the back really long. Otherwise, we're going to lift the feet, lean back a little bit, lift the feet. And then lift the feet till you're in a balancing squat.
And then if you can, you'll extend the legs and partway or fully lengthen the legs and really lift the chest. If your spine's not rounded, you're not likely to roll back like a ball. Really lift, lengthen, keep the lift of the chest. And one of the nice things about teaching this pose, in spite of how it would seem, when I teach this pose, I never really feel like I'm on display. And that's actually really nice. Yeah, good. Hold your balance. Don't fall, even though that was a really funny joke. I'm imagining everyone laughing. Good. That'll make your core strong. All right, and then feet come down and extend the right leg, the left knee bend. There we go. I'll show from the side. Lift the arms and twist to the left. Deep breath. It's nice to ground after those more intense balancing poses. Let's switch the sides. Arms lift, draw into the core, and twist to the right. Nice deep twist to the right. Deep breath. Slow exhale. Come on back to center. And let's go ahead and scoot on up. When there's enough room, lay on the back. Take knees to chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. Roll around on the low back. And feet to ground. Tuck the heels in. Feet parallel. Knees parallel. Inhale, bridge. Lift. Maybe hold the hips. Lift nice and high without overdoing it. You're drawing your chest toward your chin. Not so much the chin toward the chest. Knees hug in, feet parallel. Long breath here. Yeah. Come on down. Bring the feet together. Open the knees. And stretch the hips.
And knees lift. And feet go wide. And knees bend in. And enjoy that nice reverse stretch. And then feet together, knees to chest. And next is happy baby pose. You could just do a wide knees to chest if you'd like. Otherwise, the ankles come on top of the knees. The knees widen, stretching deep into the hips and lengthening the back of the neck. Hold a little bit more if you like. You can gently rock. Yeah. Feet to the ground. Bring the right knee into chest. And then if you can, hold the big toe. Or just hold the calf. And extend partway or fully. If that's working for you, a nice reclined hamstring stretch. And if you can stretch more without feeling strained, lengthen the bottom leg. Otherwise, feel free to keep it bent. Keep the shoulders fairly down. Nice long stretch in the posterior leg muscles. And deep, deep breath. This is nice also because you're inverting the blood from the legs while keeping the low back neutral. And release. Take the left knee into chest. Maybe start with the right leg bent. Hold on to the foot and extend the leg. Keep the right leg bent or practice with both legs lengthened and take 5 breaths. All right, very good. Lower left leg to the ground. Open the arms a bit, bend the right knee. Shift up onto the left hip. Have a big stretch for the low back and hips. But ground the shoulders too, so the mid and upper back are integrated. You may not feel it, but if the shoulders are grounded, then all parts of the spine are involved in this nice deep twist. I'm going to hold here, for probably about a minute or so. With the twist, notice how you feel. If you know one side is extra tight, I would recommend spending extra time on that side, or do it twice. Sometimes you have to practice in an unbalanced way to bring the body into balance. Coming back to center. Let's do the other side. Take your time to find all those nice little alignment cues, the shoulders grounding, maybe the right hand on the left thigh, big stretch in the spine and the hips. And keep breathing. And when you feel nice and even with both sides, let's go ahead and take Shavasana. So you may want to have a blanket covering the body or some padding under the knees. Maybe even a cushion under the head. Once you have all the things you need for your best possible Shavasana, just close the eyes and switch to a softer form of breathing, where instead of breathing deep with more control, you let go of all that control and just observe a very peaceful, effortless rhythm of breath. And in that observation, you allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper into Yoga Nidra, a deep relaxation. Becoming so relaxed, it's almost like you're asleep, but while still maintaining very clear consciousness. Let's go ahead and deepen the breath. Be ready. Become alive in the fingers and toes. Give yourself a deep knees to chest. Squeeze it in. Give yourself a hug and thank yourself for practicing, taking such good care of yourself tonight. Conclude in a comfortable seat. Come on up when you're ready. Sit any way you like. Just preferably you can sit where the legs feel really good. The spine can sit really healthy and tall. Open chest, open heart and lungs. And we'll use that posture and use deep breathing to conclude practice. Doing one clearing breath and then 3 ohms. Breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And inhale. Namaste. All right. Very, very good, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. It's been Deep Hatha Yoga. The next class tomorrow morning is Gentle Yoga at 10:30. So if you want something very gentle, very restorative and relaxing, we're going to do some gentle flow and then lots of yin and restorative poses. So wear your cozies, have your extra blankets. It's going to be very lovely. We do a gentle class on Sunday night at 6 o'clock too. So Wednesday morning, 10:30, Sunday night at 6. Those are the only 2 gentle classes I teach. These Hatha flows and Hatha yoga classes are gentle enough, but they're strengthening and they're intense in their own way. So tell your friends who need easy yoga, gentle yoga, Wednesday morning, 10:30, Sunday night at 6. Really wind down after a long week. And yeah, the schedule will continue tomorrow night. If you love a good challenge, lots of movement, lots of fitness, we do core conditioning, super fun. I get rockin' playlists going for that. So come to core conditioning or gentle yoga, two pairs of opposites, and then we'll get back to more of a moderate schedule on Thursday. All right, I'm going to sign off YouTube Live. Goodbye, YouTube Live. Thank you so much. And I'm going to try and